Kilifi is experiencing a rebirth, blending a century of owner experiences and meticulous attention to develop sustainable, climate-smart construction and living. It is a transformative facelift, a vibrant ecosystem built on previously denuded land that is promising to be the benchmark for East Africa's eco-construction practice. This harmonious fusion of SDG ideals by GreenHeart of Kenya is shaping Kilifi's future. Already 12,000 trees of 500,000 trees are planted and a show house is ready. Ultimately, 500 houses will be built in the expansive 750 acres, supporting 50 sustainable businesses and 5,000 jobs by 2030 according to the model plan. In this unique green project with 30% built and 70% forested environment, a team of passionate architects, stakeholders, engineers, and savvy environmentalists have come together to create a truly climate-smart live, work and play environment with reliable utility networks, innovative and eco-friendly housing and schooling.
This land that we have had for nearly 100 years now as a family holds such a special place that to be able to keep that entity going and to allow people to come and to use that land. Do I own this place? Like, how long has this place been here? Hundreds of thousands of years. And now I come along and I say, I own it. It's a strange concept. And so what I've come to terms with for my own sake is like, I'm responsible for it now. I'm in charge, but I'm going to pass and I'm going to die, and then what's going to happen next? One of the things they love is complaining that they got stuck behind a herd of cows on the way to work. It's not your normal traffic jam, yeah? And they get out the car and they're like, ah, but they love it really, you know. If we don't do that, we'll end up with a place that we've all seen before. We've seen it in urbanization in Mombasa, Mtwapa, you name it. And what happens is the landscape is removed. There's no green left anymore. And just people build arbitrarily in rivers, in places that they shouldn't. There's no planning, there's no structure. And you very quickly end up living in a place that people are not happy. Kilifi's on the map because of Kivukoni School. People are leaving Nairobi because of Kivukoni School. People are leaving London because of Kivukoni School. Kivukoni School's got a waiting list you can't even get your kid into.
So the GreenHeart of Kenya is a eco town on the coast of Kenya in Kilifi. It's going to eventually cover 750 acres, and what we're doing is we're flipping the development model which many people use of having around 30% green space with 70% built environment. It involves residential areas, it involves commercial spaces, light industry, education, and everything that you might find in a small town. Our vision is to show how development can have a positive impact on the environment whilst making money. So that's a very important part of it. You know, our principles include incubation, inclusion, environment, and profit. The GreenHeart of Kenya has three main residential offerings. We have the GreenHeart Village. That's where people can buy homes which we build for them off-plan. We have the Sanctuary, which is where we are selling plots for people to build their own homes. And then we have the Golden Properties development. That's a sister project, and there we have plots available for people to buy and build their homes or commercial spaces on the side of the Mombasa-Malindi Highway. The benefit of coming to somewhere like the GreenHeart of Kenya for a commercial client is that we're going to be providing reliable green utilities to everyone who stays here, everyone who moves in, whether it be residential or commercial clients. That means that you'll have 24-hour power, and you're able to rest assured that this is coming from a sustainable source. We've designed them to have very low embodied carbon, which means that when you build the houses, there's very little carbon impact in the construction, but also the houses have very low operational carbon, which means that your power bills will be very low because you have natural ventilation, and they're placed in such a way and designed in such a way that you don't need to have air conditioning or these kinds of things in order to live comfortably in this very warm climate. We're only 60 kilometers away from Mombasa Airport and around 40 from Malindi Airport, both of which have very regular flights up to Nairobi. For businesses, we're actually only around 4 hours from the new Lamu port, which has very low waiting times, and so it's very good for businesses because they have good access to Mombasa port, which is only an hour away, an hour and a half away.
Soil is important not just in this project. Soil is important to all of us. Soil is the basis of life. Soil is what makes who we are. We are called humans because we came from humus, and humus is basically just the Latin term to dictate what soil is. The work I'm doing with soil regeneration is basically reviving soil. We know that so many of our soils in the world have been depleted over time because of the kind of uses we've been putting them to. And right now we are trying to give back to the soil what we have been taking out, and to be able to sustain future generations. For instance, here at the sanctuary, we know that we are in a land where a lot of the soil is eroded during the rainy season, and it all goes downstream into the creek and into the ocean, affecting the marine ecosystem. So we have employed a few different techniques here, like digging bunds, which are also called earth smiles, to be able to slow down water, let it seep into the ground, and spread it out as much as possible so that it's here longer and it's able to sustain the type of vegetation we're trying to grow. So we are doing seeds like sorghum, seeds like millet, seeds like kunde, which is a nitrogen fixing component of the soil. The inspiration for this work came from a time where I got involved in permaculture. I went to Jamaica at some point and studied permaculture for a month-long intense training. Interventions that we're using at GreenHeart of Kenya are ideas inspired from other people who are doing work within the regenerative cycle. For instance, we saw Just Dig It doing some good work at Kuku, and from them doing bunds, we say that, okay, this seems like a sustainable way to be able to regenerate our land, so we're going to employ it here. And that's what you see right behind me here. Here at GreenHeart of Kenya, we are very sensitive about food security. We want to keep our carbon footprint as low as possible. In fact, we want to increase the carbon content within our soils, bring back and sequester as much carbon as possible. And we also want to be sustainable with everything that we do. And that's why we try and incorporate the community members into this project that we are doing, so that all this word can also spread out to them and they can live in a sustainable way as possible.
When I came in 2021, the biggest challenge for the project was ensuring that the local community understood what you are doing, bought into what you are doing, and understood the benefits that come to them in terms of the project. We have the sanctuary, we have the GreenHeart Village, and we have our golden properties. For the sanctuary, we are over 80% sold out, and that has just happened over the last 1.5 years. We have 32 plots there, and out of those 32, we have 25 of them that have been sold. And we think that in the next coming few months, the 7 will also be sold. For the GreenHeart Village, where we are building homes for people to buy, the sales there have not been as fast as Sanctuary because we were working on the process of building our show home. But now the show home is done, and over the last 2 months, we have managed to sell 3 of the properties there. And we are looking forward to having more sales. We have 16 houses in the first phase at the GreenHeart Village, and we think that in the coming months, those ones will fly off the market as well. At the Golden Properties, that is where we have ready-to-go titles near the road for mixed development, for anything that you want to do with that land. We have sold about half of it already. It's a 52. It's around 50 acre space, sorry, and we have sold off around half of it, both to businesses and individuals. And we have divided it into different sizes of plots from 0.2 acres to 0.3, 0.25, half an acre to 1 acre, both for commercial and residential purposes. And we hope that people can now start enjoying the benefits of that in the coming days. We have developed a procurement policy which has required that unless it cannot be found in Kilifi, we do not hire outsiders. So it's a Kilifi first kind of employment model. And we've been able to provide over 400 jobs over the last 1.5 years, holding sports tournaments for the local community, giving them awards, making sure that they have access to resources that can help them compete. We have done the first round of that, the soccer tournament. It involved an 8-team male tournament. We are doing the second round this year. It will involve a 24-team tournament with both male and female categories to try and build towards that goal. As we do our water connection network, we are also connecting one of the communities around called Katsuhanzala. That's the community which has been struggling with the water for over 40 years, and we are now providing a water connection point to them. GreenHeart of Kenya, we have put money towards supporting local community-based organizations, CBOs, that work, for example, in mangrove planting or in beach cleanups. Yeah, my general observation about Kilifi has been how warm and welcoming the people around are.
Our approach on construction is on a bioclimatic, cultural, technical and sustainability point of view. Because we are trying to reduce carbon footprint, so you find that we've used less of construction cement and more of coral blocks and its byproducts. And by byproducts I mean you find the coral dust and also the coral chips. So what's different about this construction, or rather this technique of block work, is the design. It has been built in such a way that it's the final finish of the house. So at the end of the day, you don't have to plaster the walls to achieve like a very nice. So we've used light materials that reflect solar radiation and reduces heat gains. We've used timber louver shutters for the windows, and not just any other type of window, or rather any other type of timber, but neem. And we all know neem is it grows as a weed, yes, at the coast, but it's also withstanding to the coastal weather. We've constructed some roads. We have dug boreholes, several boreholes, four to be precise. We have also started the construction of a water distribution network, which is set to be completed in August, the end of August this year. And setting up our power network is also in process.
The rewilding process of the last 3 years has been like, in the first year we planted around 1,500 seedlings, but the nursery was not yet started. We got the seedlings from the local nurseries. And then in the second year we had our nursery, so we planted around 6,000. And then in the third year, which is this now, we have planted 7,000 seedlings. Yeah, I've worked at this nursery for 1 year and 7 months, and in that period we have produced 59,000 different seedlings. Around 12,000 have gone into the green corridor. The rest have been sold to private partners. One of the milestones we have achieved is the green corridor, which is 100 acres planted with 2,000 different species coming from the nursery, and which is right beside people's home.